got the sense that it was going to be Elise developing more this week, maybe, than Shesko, even though we put Shesko in the deal sheet as the one to watch for this week because we'd done Elise last week. And the reason I got the sense that Elise may develop this week.
Hey everyone and welcome back to the sports section. So we've got a lot of things to cover in this video, although the main topic is of course going to be Michael Olise, huge bombshells dropping by David Ornstein and Fabrizio Romano. Then I want to pivot towards the more sensitive topics, let's say, with regards to Levi Colwill, with regards to the striker, and Tosin Adarbayo or Fofana. That will be in the later stages of this video. If you want, you can just skip towards that, and then do share your comments down in the comment section below. Hit all the buttons, like, subscribe. Thank you very much for all the support, especially the last video talking about the Maresca weakness claim by Football Meta. He was very, very kind to actually check out the video and share more information on that. So if you missed that, do check it out. It will be in the top right corner. So first up here, Fabrizio Romano. Chelsea have approached Crystal Palace today to ask about further details of Michael Olise release clause. He's among top targets for Chelsea again, as Chelsea asked for permission to talk with player side. Race still open with several clubs keen. Chelsea are now pushing. Now, there was also an article that came out from the Telegraph. Chelsea make move for Michael Olise, but £60 million release clause is not straightforward. So apparently it is understood that Olise has a £60 million release clause in his Palace contract, although sources claim it is not straightforward and may only be able to be triggered by a Champions League club. Never heard of these types of release clauses, by the way, but okay. Manchester United are also thought to be interested in Olise, whose brother Richard is a defender, already plays for Chelsea. Newcastle United and Bayern Munich have been credited with making a check on him too. Duran is understood to want to join Chelsea, who were interested in signing the Colombian in January transfer window. Meanwhile, Conor Gallagher has insisted he's not thinking about his Chelsea future while he's preparing for England's Euro 2024 opener against Serbia. And so, let's switch to David Ornstein for a second. So he wrote, Chelsea have made contact with Crystal Palace regarding the possibility of signing Michael Olise. The Southwest London club asked for permission on Thursday afternoon to speak to the winger's representatives with the hopes of agreeing personal terms. The Athletic, and this is true, this is what you've seen at the start of this video, The Athletic reported on Tuesday that interested parties have been advised to strike a deal with Crystal Palace before attempting to agree terms with Olise's camp. Bayern Munich and Newcastle United contacted Palace on Wednesday before Chelsea's approach, while Manchester United and City retain a strong interest in the playmaker. Very interesting to hear now that Bayern and Newcastle contacted Palace before Chelsea. The 22-year-old, of course, came close to completing a move to Chelsea last summer, but opted to stay at Crystal Palace, signing a new 4-year deal. His new contract made him one of Palace's top earners and contains a new higher release clause, believed to be in the region of €70.5 million or £60 million, which Chelsea are prepared to meet, obviously. But yeah, I mean, it's going to be quite interesting because let's say he does join. He was named in the France under-23 team for Thierry Henry's for the Summer Olympic Games. And apparently if they reach the final, then that would mean that he will have just 7 days to recover before the opening day of the next Premier League campaign, and of course no preseason for him. So yeah, that's definitely also probably going to be in the conversations. Now, I've previously stated that this Olise saga is either going to be concluded already in June, or this is something that will take a while. Currently, I think we can be in the camp of this is going to be concluded probably in the next week or two. And if not, then yes, it's going to be a longer saga, because we know that Chelsea want to conclude most of the most important businesses before the preseason starts, so you can send all the players at that training camp and start playing around the formation with the system, positioning, etc., etc. Remains to be seen what happens. Again, I think we have the upper hand here. Since last year, he already agreed to join us. We have his brother at the club as well. He doesn't really have to move that far away. So, plus, pretty cool project, I think. It's true we don't have Champions League football, but who knows, maybe he can secure us Champions League football with his new teammates. Could very well be. Remains to be seen. Hopefully we get him, because we've been talking about him for quite a while. We've been going at him for quite a while. So not getting him is not going to be well received by the fans, because the fans already right now are divided with this John Duran saga, right? We went from linked with Osimhen to Sesko to now John Duran, which shouldn't really come as a surprise, because John Duran was also one of our targets for January, which eventually we didn't do anything, which was also a complete mishit in my opinion. But yeah, I mean, people need to give John Duran a chance if he comes at Chelsea, which, by the way, the clubs want him, right? He wants to join Chelsea. So shouldn't we be giving him a chance? The benefit of the doubt here. Remember, Cole Palmer, I know he's the exception, not the rule. I wish every signing was like a Cole Palmer, but I don't think we can be that greedy. So let's see what happens. Let's see what happens with him. Now, we also have to discuss very, very quickly, finally finalized here, Pedro Lima deal for Bluco. This is not for Chelsea. He goes to Strasbourg. Final fee will be 7.5 million euros, guaranteed to Sport Recife, plus 6 million euros future add-ons for the Brazilian right back. Now, again, this is a small risk, the small price to pay, 7.5 million euros. If it works out, great. And if it doesn't, then it's 7.5 million euros. You probably can recoup that money in the coming years. Now, important to note, this is for Strasbourg right now. Some, if not a lot of Strasbourg fans are not happy with this structure. They don't want to be a club where, oh, you send your players and see if they develop, yes or no. And then if they are successful, and if we are successful, then suddenly you come and pick all of them away from us, and then we go into disaster mode again. I can understand, but then on the flip side, Strasbourg have not been doing quite well, right? So the fact that we can now send them talented players, see if it works out. I think Patrick Vieira is doing a good job. They can be successful, and suddenly that club can see success, something that they haven't seen for quite a long time. So I think you have to look at it from a glass half full, maybe a glass half empty if you want so. Okay. Then last thing is Levi Colwill. In the last couple of days, we've been hearing a lot of rumors from reputable and probably not so reputable sources. Levi Colwill, Bayern Munich wants Levi Colwill. They've been talking with his representative. Levi Colwill maybe wants to leave. He wants reassurances by the club that he's going to be a crucial part of the team. By the way, I'll start with the negatives. I don't think it's normal that each and every season we need to hear about this Levi Colwill's agent, or Levi Colwill specifically needs to talk with the club, with the coach, and get reassurances that he is or is not going to play. I mean, why is that? Maybe he's the only one, or maybe his team, his surroundings are the only one that say this publicly. Maybe some other players are doing it as well. But for me, it's you play based on merit, right? If you perform well week in, week out, you're going to play. If you perform well during training sessions, you're going to play. Saying or asking the club before the season even starts, look, I'm going to stay here, but I want reassurances that I'm going to start and I'm going to be a crucial part of the team. I mean, if you are in the team, you're probably going to be part of the team and be quite crucial. Otherwise, we would have sold you or you would be on loan. So this, I don't know how you call it, but the fact that we always have to look back and see those statements again and again and have this discussion just doesn't make much sense to me. Really, it does not. I don't think Levi Colwill deserves to be playing week in, week out right now, right? Yes, he's a good player, no doubt about that. But he's been injured for quite a while. Let's see if he can come back, get healthy, get more match rhythm. And then, yeah, if you perform great, of course you're going to start week in, week out. But asking the club for reassurances that you are going to play, to me, that it just doesn't make any sense. Agree or disagree? Let me know down in the comment section below. Moving on to his partner, which in my opinion should be Tosin Adarabioyo. Otherwise, why would we get these types of players into the club, right? Yes, he's free, but so what? You bought Tosin for very, very specific reasons, right? He's smart. He has a lot of Premier League experience. He's very big, strong as well. Good center back. That's what you want. So I've been seeing some people say, oh, when Fofana is fit, he starts over everyone. Why is that? Fofana hasn't played football for over a year. Why should he be benching even the likes of Disasi or Badiashile or Chalobah? Why should they be benched? Because we overpaid for Fofana? That's why? Because there is a big price tag on his head That's why better center backs currently should be benched? Makes no sense, right? And then I hear people say, oh, but look at the time he did play. Yeah, when was that? 2.5 games here and there. Even at Leicester, he was injured for quite a long time. So this whole argument of, oh, they have to play. No. Nobody is safe. You play because you are the best. Not because we paid a lot of money for you, not because you're the most followed and loved on social media. No, you play because you are better than the rest. That's it. Cole Palmer came into the team, proved that he's better than the rest, and so he played week in, week out. That's it. That should be the rule. You play based on merit, not based on, they fit a certain criteria, this and that. No. You play because you're better than the rest. That's it. And especially players that have been injured for quite a while, they have to prove even more that they deserve to start. Apologies for this small rant, but I think it had to be said, right? I've seen a lot of people talk about, I know social media is 99% BS, toxic, brain dead people, but sometimes you need to input some positivity and some actually intelligent context into all the BS. So I think this had to be said. You can agree, disagree. That's why we have a comment section and that's why we have discussions on this channel. I will try to implement more and more live streams so we can have a direct discussion and not just in the comment section below. So stay tuned for that. Also check out the memberships if you want purely to support the channel. You can check it out down in the comment section below. Like, subscribe, do all of that, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye bye.